Good morning, everybody. Was there a NASCAR race or a hog judging over the weekend? Because the rednecks were really excited about something. And come to think of it, they're always really excited this time of the year. Like throwing parties, ordering stacks of pizzas, drinking more beer than usual even. Do they just all really like Groundhog Day? What am I missing? Anyway, the following comments are taken from editions of Mail Call printed in the Herald-Mail from January 23rd to February 3rd, 2012, which can be viewed online in their entirety at www.herald-mail.com. First up from Big Pool, I'm sick and tired of people patronizing Barack Obama when they don't even know how bad he really is. He is without a doubt the worst president this country has ever had, and we need to admit this fact soon. I'm sick and tired of people not knowing how to use words like patronizing, as long as we're sharing annoyances. As far as Obama being the worst president ever, I've got 3 words for you. Not even close. Psst. Let's talk about President Obama. What has he really done over 3 years? Well, he took down bin Laden. No, he didn't. Actually, the CIA and the military did that. Okay, he took down Gaddafi. Well, no, really the civilian uprising took down Gaddafi. But what has he really done? Oh, he took vacations. He played a lot of golf and basketball. Williamsport. You know what? You're right. Obama doesn't deserve any credit for getting bin Laden. And as long as we're on the subject, what was so bad about Osama bin Laden anyway? I mean, really, what did he do? The 1998 U.S. Embassy bombings? Actually, it was other members of Al-Qaeda that built those bombs and drove those trucks. The 9/11 attacks? No, actually it was the 19 hijackers who did those. All bin Laden did was sit around in Abbottabad and watch porno. Right? With all respects due to the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., who rightly deserves the honors bestowed by the students at Greencastle Antrim High School, I would hope that similar photos are published next month honoring Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, and all of our presidents. Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. Yes, it's about time we start honoring George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Actually, if we want to share the honor that we rightly bestow on Martin Luther King Jr. with someone else, how about we publish a photo of Bayard Rustin? There's a good one. I love Mail Call. There are many good, informative, and interesting points of view and opinions, written with facts. But for the most part, most of the writings are humorously entertaining. Many lack substance of fact, old beliefs, and lack of understanding of local, national, and international events. I understand we live in a fast-paced world, but with all the news stations on TV and the internet, more people should be informed, and be willing to research and dissect the facts to find the truth. You have got to come out of your comfort zone sometimes and see things for what they are. Too many people allow media and others to do their thinking for them, ultimately steering them away from the truth. Hancock. First of all, bravo. Could not possibly agree more with what you say here. Second, this reminds me of a comment that some guy left on one of my very earliest Riffing on Mail Call articles, way back when I was still writing them before I was doing this video series. He and his wife had been this close to buying a house in Hagerstown. And then he picked up a copy of the Herald-Mail, read Mail Call, and decided to move someplace else. Somewhere, presumably, where the percentage of ignoramuses is about the same as it is here, but where the local media doesn't give them an anonymous megaphone. You have your headline going today, man shot several times near City Park. See, we have a city park, and then we have a fairgrounds park. Better distinction between the two. Come on, guys, let's get it together in that rag paper of yours. Hagerstown. Ooh, that rag paper of yours. See, they fucked with the comics section and now the knives are coming out. I am one of the people that feel that Mail Call sheds a negative picture of the area, thereby discouraging economic development. Why do I feel this way? Many times I have called and never got printed. A friend of mine said, because you sound too intelligent. Dummy down your language and you'll get in. When I did, I was printed many times. So please print more intelligent comments to help you raise the view. Hagerstown. Yeah, look for that to happen real soon. A friend of mine used to intern at the Herald-Mail, and she told me once that she had to rewrite a story because it sounded too intelligent. Her editor told her to write as though she were trying to explain the story to a drunk friend. And when you realize that that is the standard to which the Herald-Mail holds its journalists, the lack of intelligence in mail call just makes perfect sense. Too bad the Herald-Mail chose to follow the other secular newspapers and not report on the March for Life that was this January 23rd in Washington, D.C. Shame on you. There may be pro-abortionists living in this town, but there are also pro-lifers. I just want to get the word out that slaughtering unborn babies is a crime, as well as the crimes against mom. Wake up and report all of the news happening, not just what is politically correct. Hagerstown. A word of friendly advice: overstating your case is a very poor persuasive strategy. I've become very familiar with this the last few weeks. This is in reference to the article that ran regarding the astrologer who spoke in Shepherdstown, West Virginia, doing predictions. Apparently, she has predicted some things correctly. She's 85% right. She's made some very, very serious predictions for June 24 and September 19. I was wondering if anyone else had any thoughts about this. Hagerstown. Thoughts other than astrology is bullshit and rational people shouldn't pay any attention to anything an astrologer says? Okay, well, let's take a look at some of the predictions that this astrologer, whose name is Gene Mosier, by the way, has made for 2012. Let's see. A major disruption from a natural disaster around June 24. Another man-made disruption around September 19th that will affect transportation and communications. And a presidential election much like the 2000 election, with recounts and court challenges holding up the outcome. So let's keep those in mind for when she comes back and makes predictions for 2013, and all the people who listen to her remember the stuff about this year that she got right and conveniently forget all about the stuff that she got wrong. And by the way, in the Herald-Mail article about this, Mosier describes her own 85% success rating, which is a completely unsourced figure. I have no idea where that comes from. For all I know, somebody just made it up. She describes that as extremely high. Compared to what? I have a suggestion for the doctor's offices. When you have an appointment, you go in and they say the doctor's running an hour and a half, 2 hours late. Why don't they have some kind of beeper where you could leave the office and maybe go get a snack and they could let you know, give you about 10 minutes to get back there? I thought that was a good suggestion for the doctor's office. Funkstown. I think that's a great idea. And you know what else I really hate about going to the doctor? When they do finally call you back and the nurse checks your blood pressure and weighs you, and then you're just sitting there in the examination room with your shirt off for like 10 or 15 more minutes while you wait for the doctor to come and see you. I mean, would it kill him to bring me a glass of water? Maybe a little basket of bread? In fact, why don't we just make going to the doctor as much like going to Bob Evans as possible? And finally, from South Hagerstown, when all these military people come home from all these foreign wars, we should keep them on the payroll until they are employed. That way we do not increase the unemployment rate. You can put these men and women on our border as border patrolmen or send them to college with pay. They will have to learn what has happened in this country while they were gone. Their present learned skill may not be what the home front needs, but first we must be sure that they are healthy and they are military personnel until they are healthy and have a job. God bless our military. Oh sure, more government spending. That'll fix everything. You know, that's the problem with this country. These military people bleeding us dry. And now they want a job and a free ride to college? Fuck that. Hey, you know what? If you didn't want to spend 10 years in the Middle East getting shot at and dodging explosions only to come back home to no job and inadequate support from the government that sent you there in the first place, maybe you shouldn't have volunteered to defend your country after it was attacked. Thanks for watching. Many lack substance of fact, old beliefs, and lack of... Okay, let me start again. What a sweet kitty. What a sweet kitty. Okay.